more days. Wow. And a lot of people are excited. Ghana, of course, Kwesi Appiah is telling us is ready. However, we're going to be looking about the economic implications of not only hosting a World Cup, but for Ghana for us to be participating. Now, there was a big whole hoo-ha-ha, if you want to call it, when it came out that Ghana is spending about 20 million, equivalent about $20 million, as opposed to the US, who is spending about $2 million. So what is it really costing Ghana? Not only the average taxpayer in Ghana, but also supporters and the businesses. Going to be finding out more. And to be joining me right now, I have with me none other than Denta Martin, who's the head of marketing for the World Cup Secretariat, and she's joining me right now. Good morning, Denta.
Good morning, Amma.
Good to see you.
You too, hon.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, so just to kind of start off, just to get the question out of the way, just I know you're not from the GFA or anything, but when the whole issue came out of, yes, we're spending about $20 million to go to the World Cup, and the USA, who of course economically are way richer than us, spending about the region of like $2 million, there was a lot of people like, why are we spending so much? Just from where you sit, at least in the marketing team at the World Cup Secretariat, do you think that's justified? Is it enough money? Is it too much? Well, what's your views on that?
I think that when you can't really compare the USA to Ghana, because basically in the USA a lot of corporate companies actually sponsor the team. So in Africa or in Ghana, we don't have that many corporate companies that sponsor the Black Stars enough for them to plead on the government for a figure of 20 million. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So it's like it's you can justify it because if they need it, looking at travel flights from different places, hotel, everything. I think everything has been taken into consideration. So I think it's you can justify it.
Enough. Okay, so just looking at the preparations from your side leading up to the World Cup, what has been, I guess, the biggest challenges for your team trying to get sponsorship for the World Cup?
It's been tough. It's been tough, and I think that we've had some corporate companies that have come on board. Thank you very much to the ones that have. But I think people don't really see the big platform. The FIFA World Cup is a huge platform to basically promote investment, tourism, and promote the brand Ghana. So when we're in Brazil, and the cameras, CNN, BBC, and we have, the Meet Ghana in Brazil, and we're showcasing our food, our culture. It's a huge platform for corporate companies who are involved and promoting their logos, their branding over there. So I think that it's really important that people really support Ghana and support everything that we're about, and celebrate the Black Stars, getting the supporters to Brazil and trying to really encourage people to come on board is really important for us.
Okay, so initially there was a talk of not taking supporters to Brazil, and that was like, how can you not take supporters? There's a safety issue, there's a monetary issue. So as of now, where does it stand? Are supporters going to be airlifted to Brazil?
They are. So obviously the government came out and said, I'm not giving any supporters any money to go. So that's why the Minister of Youth and Sport, Honourable Elvis Ankara, put a team together to say, listen, we have to take some supporters. He keeps saying that going to Brazil without supporters is like having fufu without proper soup with salt or something like that. That's his saying. And so he thought that it's really important for us to do that. So we've pleaded on corporate companies. We've had people like Ghana Commercial Bank, Zenith Bank, Carl Bank, Access Bank, all come on board and donate some money for us to be able to take some supporters to Brazil. So we're looking at the region of 300 to 500 supporters. We're doing their visas at the moment. Everyone's getting their visas. And so we've done quite well, but we still need a lot of money to go. We're still pleading on companies to come on board, because when we're there, you're talking about accommodation, you're talking about feeding, transportation,
everything.
It's
for and they'll be there for the
at least the 15 days.
The 15 days.
Yeah, that's what.
So you have to be okay. Yeah. And if Ghana, when Ghana goes on to the next
round,
stage.
we'll
They
need
have to
more.
stay.
We
Okay.
might have to be calling the sponsors again and say, please, we've got to the next stage. Please, we need another X amount. So I think we've done really well. I think the Honourable Minister has a big vision for Ghana, and he wants to use the platform not to just promote the football, because it's going to be promoted anyway, but to promote Ghana. So we're taking Kente weavers, we're taking some caterers to cook food. We are celebrating Ghana. Shabo band crew to do some live band in there. We are promoting Ghana. That's the main thing. We're branding the place. We've got a special place that's 5 minutes walk to Natal Stadium, so everybody will be crossing the Meet Ghana.
And they will see.
So
it's also almost like a tourism aspect. Is the tourism minister of tourism?
Yeah, she's part of it. She's part of the committee.
Okay, as well. All right. So looking at those who will think, well, it's a waste of money, and in terms of the implications of being part of an event like this, is it worth it? Especially based on the fact that right now economically in Ghana, not just in Ghana but other parts of the world, but we'll focus here, a lot of people will feel like it's frivolous spending, even if it's not on government, even on corporate companies, to be spending that money based on the economic climate.
I think that sometimes you might not see the benefits now, but you see the benefits later. People will be looking at Ghana. Trust me, the amount of people that are Googling Ghana right now to just find out about Ghana. What's Ghana? Oh, Ghana, Samajai. Oh, Abedi Pele. Oh, people will be actually Googling Ghana. It then attracts tourism. So people then start to come to Ghana. People then want to invest in Ghana. They might see Access Bank or Unibank and be like, oh, that bank, let me, set up my business, let me bank with them. It's a cycle that goes round that you might not see it now. Even Brazil, that's hosting the host nation, they've spent 11 point whatever billion. They will get the returns back and even more.
Well, comparatively in South Africa, when they hosted the World Cup, they're still paying for it today. So in that sense too, is it always wise to pump billions into putting up, I guess a lot of these huge stadiums, where especially when in a place like South Africa, where in the end the stadiums end up being like almost empty, or they're not. Is it also worth it hosting?
I think
host nations.
Yes, I think it's really worth it. I think that, like I said, it won't come straight away. It will take time. It will take some years for them to see the benefits. But people are still travelling to South Africa. There's going to be loads of, even Nelson Mandela himself, even though he's gone, people are still going to see what South Africa is all about. So I think that it's something it's going to carry on. And even with Brazil, they're going to be hosting the Olympics as well. So it's a double whammy for them.
Okay, looking at the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and in terms of their commitment, obviously, not only for this World Cup, but the money they're pumping into football at the moment. Do you feel like that's actually all in line with fulfilling their mandate for football right now?
I mean, FIFA World Cup is the biggest platform worldwide, not just like something that we're looking at Ghana, but it's worldwide. Every country is focusing on the World Cup, especially the countries that are going into the World Cup to play. So this is the focus. This is now. This is the time, that we need to really leverage on the fact that it's the World Cup a month, a couple of weeks, and so it's really important that the minister is just pumping everything, his time, his energy, everything into the World Cup.
Okay, almost running out of time. In terms of selection of groups to take the supporters, how is that selection made? Because of course there's so many supporters union. Everybody is a die-hard fan. So how is this very difficult decision being made?
Very, very, very difficult, as you say, Amma. I think that the ministers and the team members are working with the heads of these supporters union and coming into agreement with how many they take, whether it's 50, whether it's 20, and getting them to understand that the minister wished that we could take 2,000, but we don't have the money. And that's the thing. We don't have the money, so this is what we can give. There's no arguments. It's not like the government is saying, here is, take this at X amount. So we can comfortably say, we can only give you this. It's hard, but it's a decision that is easy to take when there's no money. So
okay, all right. So of course everybody is talking about the first game with the USA. And before I let you go, predictions.
I think that Ghana will definitely beat the USA. And also, I think that we'll draw with Germany. Yeah, and I think that we'll beat Portugal.
Okay. I like Denta's predictions. And then we're of course on to the second round and we'll win the World Cup.
Okay, yes, definitely. We're going into the finals this year. We're bringing the cup home. That's our motto. We're bringing.
And if we get penalties, we'll score before we celebrate.